We are Keith and Zach.
And we're the Try Guys.
And this is a day in our life as content creators. A content creator simply is that, someone who creates content. Content is art that is distributed widely to people. That could be a video, that could be a story, that could be short, that could be photos, that can be written blogs. If you want to start being a content creator, you simply have to create content.
I got here first.
Hey!
I'm the best boss. Well, welcome to our day as the Try Guys. 9 a.m., we roll in. Everybody cheers. Stop it, everybody. Stop it.
Please. Just any other day.
Digital creators approach their jobs very differently, but there are a few constants that are true for all of us. Filming. You have to make the thing. How do you light it? How do you shoot it? Where are you shooting? What are you shooting? Editing. Once you have all that footage, you gotta put it together. What is your style? How do you make it feel like you had it snappy?
When you post it, where are you posting it? When are you posting it? We post on Wednesdays and Saturdays. That is how we've decided our content comes out so that our audience can depend on that.
And finally, engagement, community building. We are only as good as the audience we cultivate. How do you interact with those people and have their feedback then inform the next cycle that you start over?
And then lastly, I think it is that you spread out your content and diversify as well, because even if you don't post your videos that go on YouTube, on Instagram, you probably post about your videos and you post behind the scenes photos. You're trying to build an entire world of your content across all the places that people can experience it.
All right, come to the office.
A day in our life, no 2 days are really the same, so it doesn't really make sense for us to show you one day. We want to show you a glimpse of our whole week, and then we'll take you along with us throughout all of today. Mondays, however, are always sort of a good foundation of our week. They're typically lots of meetings, lots of scheduling.
On Tuesday, we did a Dungeons and Dragons shoot with our friend Thomas Sanders.
On Wednesday, Zach hosted and shot 3 episodes of Charlie Problems. I was in one of those. And then Wednesday night, after work, we drove down to San Diego for Thursday's shoot.
On Thursday, we woke up at 5:30 a.m. We went to the San Diego Zoo where we worked as zoologists for an entire day for a video you can watch on our channel in partnership with Indeed. Drove back 3.5 hours.
Got home at about 9 p.m.
And we're up and at the office at 9 a.m. to run it all back. Are you guys ready to podcast?
You ready? Yeah,
Let's do it. This is our podcast studio. We typically do 2 podcasts a week, but every other week, and that way we release 1 tripod a week. Zach is a very charismatic person. I want to put that out there. He is. He's very charming.
And if actually we could maybe just stay there for a minute.
We're gonna move past that.
Okay. The most important skill as a content creator is taste. What is your POV? What is your perspective, and how are you filtering what you're making through that? Otherwise, there's no list of skills you must have to be a content creator, but here are a few that are probably pretty helpful.
Probably want to be organized, right? If you're making media, you got a lot of media, you got to organize it, you got to know when you're going to post stuff, you got to have a calendar. So having some good organizational skills is going to be very handy.
Or in my case, work with someone who's more organized than you.
Technological skills, maybe editing, maybe camera operating, maybe lighting, maybe sound, maybe all of them. Or if you can't have all of them, you build out a world around you that gets those skills filled.
Research and intuition. You need to be a master of studying the ecosystems you're working within. If you're on YouTube, understand YouTube. If you're on TikTok, understand what's on TikTok. The research component is a huge part of what you're doing and understanding your contemporaries and peers. Creativity. In a world where you're competing against millions of hours of content, how do you stand apart? What can you do that makes you unique?
Also, having the time to live your life and not have it be content, and live your life where it is content. And that's a very tricky skill because it is hard to balance your on-screen persona and your real life.
Well, this wasn't something I expected to do or to be. When I was coming up, I was interested in traditional Hollywood. Digital media didn't exist, so it wasn't even a dream I could dream. And it wasn't until doing it that I found within the Try Guys the opportunity to make all my little dreams come true.
My life's pursuit has always been I like entertaining people. So I've been a concert musician, I've been an improv comedian, and now I'm a digital creator, and I kind of do all those things still, but ultimately I get to entertain the most people possible every day by being myself.
We like making stuff. We just love being creative and having ideas and seeing those ideas through, interact directly with an audience who we are obsessed with. we have the most fun job in the world. So to show you how we come up with ideas, it usually starts with Keith saying,
"Oh, Jack, I thought of an idea last night."
Yep. This usually is one of us having a dream or having a weird thought.
This is the real thing. This is my notes app.
Yep.
This was written at 11:16 p.m. Last night. Try Guys Make a Puppet Show. How hard is it to make television puppet program? How would you do that?
I was wondering the other day, would a ride share pick me up on the 405? Like if I were in the middle of the highway, could I get an Uber to get me?
There are formal ways we do it. Sometimes we'll have a brainstorm meeting specifically for a show. Like before we filmed Trolley Problems, we had writers' rooms. We had a bunch of writers in who were just throwing a lot of funny ideas out. Yeah. And sometimes it's like, I thought of this. Make it better. People do ask us a lot, what's the best part of being a content creator? I think the best part is that we get to come up with something and then we get to make it. In the creative world, in entertainment, often when you come up with something, you have to write that something down and pitch it to other people who pitch it to other people who pitch it to other people to say, yes, 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 you can make it. But we actually do get to come up with things and put them into action and make them.
Yo! Heard you had some questions.
March in our slate for next year. We've filmed most everything, but a couple of these things will need to be filmed in January.
This year we put out 300 pieces of content. I'm not including social media posts. 300 pieces of things that range in 15 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes in length. 300 of those.
I have this spreadsheet that we made that has all of our releases charted week by week, and it is a nightmare to look at.
Oh, it's colorful, it's fun. I think it's fun. You're always looking at the amount of content you're trying to make, you're trying to schedule how you're gonna do it, when you're going to shoot it, because typically a content creator, they're the person in front of the camera and they're also the brain behind the camera. We have an entire company that helps us with all those things, but we're still approving and giving notes on every single asset before it goes out in the world.
So many things to balance.
Very good.
In your schedule.
Very good.
This is our editing bay. This is the post team. We have MJ, who is our post coordinator. You have to pay her and Candy every time you go. Thank you, MJ. Good job.
Thank you.
Every so often, Zach and I will ask to hop onto a project to get something specific. So while we don't edit a ton right now, we still do edit a couple times a month for something that we're specifically trying to get.
We're mostly unscripted here. So oftentimes what our editing process is filming is and then the pieces fall, and then editing is, okay, do that. Oh, and then it's very satisfying. Mm-hmm. We used to be the ones editing. Now we work with editors, and so a lot of our job is giving notes. This is for a show we do called Chefs React. This was just like the transition was too tight, so it stepped on a joke. So it just giving pacing notes. Sometimes a video just needs like little notes like this. Other times a video will need like more of a structural overhaul, and at that point I'll type up an outline. Well, Keith, another perfect edit.
Another great job, Zach. Again, we really don't do this that much.
Merch!
Ah!
We make merch for different shows. It's additional revenue stream when you're a creator, but also a way to build community and make people feel like they're part of the world.
But this one really especially was like, how do we make merch that is more clothing with a vibe than just like a show? Like, obviously Try Guys fans will know this is Try Guys merch, but if you don't know the Try Guys, this is just a cute shirt. What's going on back there?
What? There's no playbook for being a digital creator or what a company like this should look like. Everyone does it differently. We're all kind of making this up as we go, and every different digital creator finds the systems that works for them.
And a challenge of being a successful online creator, if you're a personality, is that people are gonna know who you are. They're gonna know who you are at the grocery store. Are you okay with that? For me, I love meeting people, so I'm super into that, but not everybody wants to be known all the time, and that is a change in your life that may be a hard adjustment. So it should be something to think about.
You are opening yourself up for criticism from anonymous people all over the world, and it is impossible for everyone to like you. You need to develop the skills to understand and filter what criticism is helpful to making your videos better, and what criticism should you just filter out altogether. I can't help what my face looks like.
You can't help that he's that hot.
Yeah.
Not upset anymore, you had a little boo-boo earlier? I'm sorry, buddy.
Bye.
I'll see you later. Love you. Bye. Sometimes you're at work and your son gets a boo-boo and mom asks if you can call in and say hello. So I did, but he'd already moved on. And then he was preoccupied with the task, so he didn't want to talk to me. So that's what it's like being a content creator.
So Kaylin sent us this trend she wants us to do. Okay, this is high pressure.
I got it.
Yeah?
That felt good.
Yeah, it's new. You're still filming?
Is this good? This is what it looks like. Sometimes you're just staring at your phone.
There are a ton of challenges of being a content creator. Frankly, the target is always moving. Algorithms shift and change, and so too do you need to change. And what worked really well for you a few years ago may not work so well anymore.
Yeah, so you have to be adaptable.
Adaptable.
If you want a career in this,
Yes.
and not just a job in this for a couple of years, you have to look at your whole career and think about what changes will you have to make occasionally to follow the tide of trends, of how platforms work, of what algorithms want, and you have to be able to be flexible to that.
And is there a difference between TikTok and YouTube content creators?
Oh my gosh, every platform online, the content for it is different. Even the content within subgenres across those platforms is different. YouTube videos about beauty and YouTube videos about cars and YouTube videos about eating, those are all different and have their own sets of analytical success and how you should make them. And then TikTok, totally different platform entirely. And even those subgenres on TikTok are different.
Keith and Zach.
Yo!
Time for our COO sync.
Thank you.
Nick also just sent us some emails from our Second Try business account, which gets emails from anybody who wants to write us. Sometimes it's about asking for a job, and sometimes it's about asking us to officiate their weddings. All sorts of opportunities for us.
So just going through housekeeping, how are we doing on some of our branded shoots that we have to button up by the end of the year?
Yeah, we've actually shot the 2 Indeed videos for our channel.
You may not notice this, but we have a cameraman hidden in the corner. And we're filming a 3rd video right now. And there are obviously some things that we can't show on camera, but we're gonna let you guys hang out and we're just gonna take the sound out from the rest of the meeting. It would be silly for us to even try and tell you how we got to where we are because every digital creator finds their way here in a totally different way. The piece of practical advice I can give is that you'll never know what leads to what, so be open to opportunities, be a good person, network with your friends and the people around you.
The first step to being a content creator is start filming videos of something on your phone and putting it on the internet.
There's a lot of experimentation in the early days of being a content creator. You need to get those reps. Just make stuff, release stuff, and get over the idea that it's not good enough. The more you make, the better you will become, and the more data points you have to understand what works and what doesn't. Oh, that's the end of day bell. Time to clock out. The day never really ends. Keith and I, I'm sure, are gonna be texting tonight about some weird idea. We'll do
And
it.
then tomorrow about changing out the thumbnail, and then how things are going on Second Try, and then on Sunday about socials that are, it's every day. Then we turn, we look at our office, and we go, another good day.
We kind of do that one at a time. I wait for him to shoo. Another good day.
No, thank you, please. That's enough. That's plenty. Thank you, guys. You did the good work today. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Wait for me. We carpooled today.
Thanks for coming along with us during a day in our life. Make sure you like and subscribe for more videos like this one.